What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of Wrecked Bike Rebuild. I'm Chaseontwowheels. My buddy here is Brian. You're being actually floated around this time by Luke. This is Wrecked Bike Rebuild, the show where we take wrecked motorcycles and we take them from wrecked bikes, we turn them into dream bikes, and then
we give them away.
Absolutely. So if you guys want to be one of the people that could potentially win this Panigale, aka Panigale, for you people that don't know anything out there, go check out the Patreon page. It will be the top link in the description. That is how we fund the show. That is how we are able to put such expensive parts on these motorcycles, and then we literally get to drop them off at somebody's door, and their life changes. Or, I mean, their life could change.
At least their weekends change.
Their weekend definitely changes. So if you want to be one of those people, go check out Patreon. If you're already on one of those people, you know, we appreciate you. You know. Regardless, we got a Panigale here. We're missing a rear set over here. We have a rear set over here that's all bent and geeked up. So today we're installing some brand new rear sets that we got from my boys over at Moto Million. Allow me to go stand in front of a table with a product and tell you about Moto Million and said product. And the rear sets that we will be putting on our Panigale are, give me a drum roll, give me a second. Good job. Lightech rear sets. If you guys can't tell, or we haven't really talked about the colors, we do have a dark theme traveling throughout the motorcycle. So we got Lightech rear sets. We got them from these people, Moto Million. Moto Million is a website that has super sport parts for motorcycles. We have partnered up with them. So if you guys want to get stuff from Moto Million, we highly recommend them. We're getting the majority of our stuff on this bike from them. You can use coupon code CHASE, I believe. It'll be in the description as well. So if you guys want to buy anything for your bike, it won't be quite as expensive. RIP your wallets if you're trying to build a Ducati, because Jesus Christ. Like literally there is nothing but expensive parts. Anyway, we got Lightech rear sets, and when I picked the box up earlier before we started filming, I looked at Brian's face and he made his stereotypical oh boy statement. So I thought today was going to be an easy episode.
It will be once you put those things together.
Keep talking about putting these things together. So let's check out Lightech rear sets. Oh wow, these are like totally apart. There is nothing to, woohoo! Bro though, look at that. That is a monster of a, God, it's gonna look so much better than the other ones. Dude, these are gonna look so much better than the stock ones. Have you ever had Lightech rear sets?
No. The only Lightech parts that I've ever put on were the chain adjusters on the ZX-10.
Oh, okay, so we've used Lightech before on this whole Wreck Bike Rebuild show. This is like an adult Lego set. What is that made out of? I forgot how light that is. That's super light.
Yeah.
Is there anything else underneath here?
Probably not.
Instructions! Yay! I'll be able to do this myself.
Is it in English?
I hope so. Yes, there's England, France, Deutschland, España, and Italia. You should read the Italian one only because it's a Ducati. Wait, why are there two sides?
Left and right. Or are they both on both sides?
I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing on both sides.
Is it in other languages?
Mm-mm. You're right, left and right.
There you go.
Correct. Wait, so do we? We have to uninstall that one to get the spring out to install it into this, right?
Well, the whole master cylinder's got to come off and go onto this.
Okay, so should we start with the side with no rear set on it?
We may as well.
Because that's the easier one, right? So we'll have
regardless whether it's easier or not, we may as well just start,
nothing to take off.
Start there, nothing to take off, just assemble it and put it on. But we are going to need the other rear set because there's parts from it that we're going to need.
Perfect. Okay, so let's take a little closer look at those things, and then we will start the install process. Alrighty. Build budget brought to you by Moto Million, because we got the deal. So these Lightech rear sets cost that. That is the new build total. That is how much we have spent on this bike thus far. We're getting a lot of comments on the last episode. Supposedly, we surpassed, as of episode 14, how much a brand new Panigale would cost. The argument is, why would you spend more money on a wrecked bike than a brand new Panigale? My argument to people was, yes, we have a wrecked bike that we're putting back together, but our Panigale has all this Olin stuff and all the other things. What's your thoughts? You're in the same boat?
I mean, you could start with a brand new one and put all the stuff on it, and it's going to be really, really, really expensive.
Exactly.
So we're starting with one that was in rough shape, and we're removing and replacing parts that were damaged with upgraded parts. So if you were to just take off all these parts
that are nice and fancy,
that are nice and brand new, and
right,
replace them with all this stuff, it'd be much more expensive.
So for the same amount of money, we've got an upgraded bike, is my argument. You can let us know what your argument is in the comments, but that's the mentality. We're getting a wrecked bike so that we can make it into the dream bike we want it to be for a cheaper price. Oh dude, this is awesome. Have you seen how this peg just like pops into this channel?
And you can flip it over and put it in the opposite direction too.
Dude, that's solid.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it can go in this way or this way.
Right.
So then it could be really, really low or really, really high.
Right. I love when we get stuff and it's like, oh yeah, that looks good. And then you get it in and it's like, oh, that's really
wow, that's nice.
Yeah. So it came with some of the stuff installed, but I think we were talking about it. It should be easier to, if we just like totally disassemble it and we have it in all the pieces that the instructions are showing. That way it should be more straightforward of where all the parts are going. So where does, like, this is gonna be like right here.
No. Where does it go to? Where's the shifter point?
That's what I was looking for.
You don't remember when we took it off?
No. So if this is mounted back.
What does it have to hook onto? That's the end of the shift rod. So it goes from the pedal to the actual shifter that goes to the motor.
Right, that's what,
well, there's got to be something sticking out for it to bolt to, right?
Yeah, and either I'm just like really idiotic and not seeing something. Well, yeah, that's always the case.
There you go. You're pretty much staring at it. Touch. Start touching parts with your finger.
No.
Start touching parts with your finger. Touch every part until you find the one like, oh, here it is. Touch stuff. Poke. Touch it. Poke. Touch it. With your finger. Touch all the different stuff on there and look at it. Touch it with your finger. I'm not kidding. What else is there? Keep touching different parts. Oh,
dude,
look at that. How hard was that? The second thing you touched.
I want to see how this works then, because that doesn't. Oh. Dude, wait, no, how? Oh. Well, man. All right, whatever. I got hit hard last episode. I gotta have my wits about me.
Well, it wasn't last episode, it was one before.
No, it was both. Trust.
Now, last episode you did all right.
I did okay. It was the one before that. I'm still got scars from it though. Okay. Dude, this is gonna be so nice.
Now, do you want it there or do you want to flip it over?
Well, like, we're just throwing it on there so it's somewhere, but like, the person that gets this bike is gonna be able to, like, between the suspension and the, like this bike is going to be able to be, or her. I don't know what the ratio is on Patreon, but there might be females somewhere. Dude, the clearance for this shit is unimaginable. Like, for that head to go in, did you see that? Mm-hmm. I guess this thing didn't have to be there, but the fact that it could be installed already and you can take all these parts off.
So we're gonna have to have those foot pegs anodized.
That's a good idea to get these colored correctly. We're gonna have to look into that.
Gold.
Ooh, Do you think anodizing can be done to match?
I mean, their gold is their gold, and it depends on the material underneath it as to how much shine it's going to have. So,
right.
We're gonna do the foot pegs in gold.
We could do gold, or I mean, I've never looked into anodizing, so I don't know what color options there are.
pretty much any color you've ever seen anything anodized.
Anodizing is when you color metal, right?
It's an electroplating.
So is it kind of like the powder coating then?
Not really.
Okay.
Powder coat, you actually spray a static material onto the part and then bake it. And as it bakes, it melts and it adheres in one uniform coat.
Right.
Anodizing is literally done with chemicals. There's no powder. It's liquid form chemical where they charge the piece of metal and the liquid adheres to the outside of it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That seems like some serious shit.
It's like gold or silver plating. It's pretty much the same process.
Gotcha. Okay, so for now, wait, what hardware goes into that boy? Do we have that hardware?
I laid it out here. It's probably underneath that white thing. I could see the head of the bolt, and then there's a plastic washer too. It should be there somewhere. There it is.
Yeah.
So the washer goes on the back in between the rod and the shift arm. Okay. And then the bolt goes in from the outside.
So do you think we should go ahead and just put this on right now so the hardware's in its home?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you weren't here, I would not be taking the slave cylinder off because I'm like, dude, there's no way. There's going to be all types of fluid. Like if it was regularly installed. Like obviously our situation's different because we haven't like bled the line or whatever. But... Okay, and we'll just let this boy float since we're not on like final assembly. Wait, what are you doing? Ah, is that how it's supposed to go?
Yeah, that's how it's routed from the factory.
Ah, multiple uses. Okay, yeah.
Feel how crisp that is.
Gonna have a nice bike, boys. Man, if only this wasn't silver. If only this wasn't silver. If only there was something we could do. I want to tell everybody the secrets, Brian.
Then they wouldn't be secrets anymore.
So have you figured this entire thing out in your brain?
Yes.
All right, question. Do we take, like, the brake assembly is all self-contained and we don't have to do any liquid bullshit to unmount this, mount it on this, and remount it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The only time we'll have to take the fluid out of it is to put the brake light switch in.
Which we will have to do?
Yes, because this is a race rear set like you put on the ZX-10. It did not have a home for the brake light switch.
Right.
So instead of having a manual, pressed brake light switch, we'll put an inline fluid pressure switch in like we did.
Similar to the clutch side.
Same thing that we're going to do with the clutch side, yes.
Okay. So we are going to have to, we're going to have to do this anyway.
Eventually.
Right. So am I just getting like a long something to go behind there, or should I take this guy off? Jesus, that is sharp.
Yeah, snapped off.
Right.
So honestly, the easiest way to do the whole thing is to take the whole mount off the bike.
This boy?
Yes.
So we can have access to the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you work from the rear tire?
Yeah.
Like you did on the other side? Trying to block them on either side, Chase? Oop.
Oh my God.
Oop.
Okay.
Broke his concentration for 3 seconds.
So what happens?
What are you doing?
I'm getting,
You were turning it the wrong way.
Dude, you were totally tightening that bolt with all your might.
That's why I'm grabbing another tool.
Just take this tool, put it in there, and turn it the right way. It'll probably come loose.
You guys know it wouldn't be a fun episode if I didn't do that at least once.
The fact that you did it and then walked away to get a bigger tool was saying to me he's gonna break it.
Trying to make this episode interesting, Brian. All right, what is this boy? I think this piece mounts this to the back, and we'll have to mount this little metal piece, or is this part of?
That's the brake master cylinder.
No, there's another piece of metal right here though. Is that the same thing?
That has its own.
Oh, okay, so that's, yeah.
You wanna, I was gonna say, you want a trick for that?
Let me try what I have in my head.
It sounds like you're going the right way.
Let's see how this boy goes.
There it is.
Woo! Dude, I feel so cool right now that I didn't need to be told a trick and came up with it. Yes! Good for you, Chase. Nice job, buddy. Really, really proud of you for coming up with that one. So we're needing to get this out, right?
You could just follow it up and unplug it.
True.
Put that down.
I'm trying to be careful because we got finalized stuff over here. All right. Is dying.
The spider.
He doesn't belong here.
Or you could just cut it.
Oh, because we're not going to use it?
Correct.
I mean, I guess still routing it would be a pain in the dick. All right, cutting it. We're on cutting protocol. Proceeding with cutting. 3, 2. Yeah, I was right. I did have the right one up here. This is the yellow cables. Good. Glad I did that. Proud. Okay. So
we're gonna need some stuff off of that.
we are going to need the
That
spring.
whole assembly, yes.
So we're gonna need to take this guy out because we don't need this. Oh no, we only need to take this screw out or bolt, right? Yeah. Okay. Man, if only it was a 6 and a ball could get into it. Well, a ball might be able to get into it.
Nope.
No?
You're not gonna be able to get a ball in there. Too steep of an angle.
Okay. So we are gonna have to. Well, shit. If we take that out, it's still gonna be attached to there.
But if you take that out, the brake pedal will come off, and so will the spring and the other piece that we need. It'll all come out.
Okay. So.
Now remember, we do still need this piece too.
There's a lot of hardware over here. Do we need all that?
Most of it.
Oh, I thought you had already set it all out.
No, just for the other side.
This boy first?
Yep.
So we're basically putting, like, same thing as the other side, where we're like installing pieces as we go type thing?
Yep. Brake pressure.
Yep. It kind of floats though. Wait. No, that's supposed to, so that's like the.
Yeah, that's like the stop for the pedal to return.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted to do, there's quite a bit of free play, huh?
Right.
So if you want to change that free play, you have to take these two bolts out, and then there's an adjuster for this rod to make that rod longer.
So we should definitely do that then. Yeah,
Okay.
Let's do that because, like, that's way too much free play.
So you see that nut in there?
Right.
So if you crack that nut loose, you should be able to thread this rod out and then
Okay.
tighten that nut again.
Right. So you said to.
Crack the nut loose.
Oh, so you crack the nut loose and then this stays up and then I tighten the nut back down.
Yep.
Okay. That's a tiny boy though.
Now save that stuff because we may have to adjust it again. I almost bought you a Charizard t-shirt yesterday.
Oh my God. I'd have burned it with fire. It's Charizard, yep. Says the peanut gallery. Okay, tension.
Now is the spring in the little seat on the back? It's in the groove?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can already tell that has more tension than it did. Okay.
Perfect.
Dude, this thing is so easily adjustable. I truly do love it. Okay, so do you know what position we put this guy? Did we put it on level 1 or 2? At the top or bottom?
Top groove.
Okay. Can you tell if it's...
Back bolt hole, that one, right there.
Got it, okay. Obviously, like, once we get the bike to a more final state, we can, like...
Mess around with foot peg placement.
Okay, now this little boy with this guy, and this is just like Wild Wild West situation.
There is a groove in the back, so get it in the groove first.
Yeah. Man, I had never heard of Lightech before we were buying it for this bike, but...
ZX10.
We used the other guys.
No, it was, we had Woodcraft rear sets, but we had Lightech axle adjusters.
Oh, well, no, that's what I mean. I didn't know Lightech made those as well.
What's making that clanging?
It's just
The
total
free
free play. There's no tension on it.
So, like, let's lower it
No,
until...
go until it touches right there. That's good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, these things are grabby. Have you felt that? Feel the edges.
I can see it.
Cut your freaking shoe off.
Yeah, I don't think you could ride with those with your race flops.
These are the type of rear sets that, like, you lean off the bike and your foot don't move. Like, even with no pressure on it. I am a fan of that. Man, good job Lightech making a freaking solid product. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Gonna make me rip my skinny jeans. Bro, we raced ready, son. Holy shit.
Way up there.
Yeah, like, is it because I haven't ridden a sport bike in a minute? Is it normally, like, are you that into this game?
For Panigale, you are, yeah.
Holy shit. Huh?
Are you on the balls of your feet?
Dude, my foot, like, I have to raise it up. Yeah. Like, you are locked on. Dude, this is gonna be a race-ready motorcycle right here, boys.
It was before we started.
I'm trying to remember my R6 days. I guess, yeah, this is about right, because I could, like, one arm it up here and just kind of chill. Damn, no wonder I don't ride sport bikes no more, y'all. Shit. Those rear sets are nice, though. They feel solid. I could literally see in the middle of a turn and, you know, with, like, all your weight into the turn, like, your other foot ain't going nowhere. Like, I can have no pressure on it and my foot is still stuck. That is nuts. I never had any nice rear sets like that on the R6. It'd have been really, really nice to have those. This is a good position though. I'm excited to do the first ride, you know, months down the road. Okay, rear sets accomplished. Woohoo! Okay.
Good to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I can happily recommend Lightech rear sets now. I mean, I know though, so on the ZX10 we use Lightech axle
chain adjusters,
yeah, so those were really nice, but Lightech, solid product. Lightech, good job on making products that don't suck. Okay, any last requests on that one?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, fair enough. So that's gonna be the end of the episode, guys. If you think I can safely recommend you guys, if you're looking into Lightech, definitely need to look into it. They make a really good product, obviously. Last shout out, Patreon page. If you want to potentially win this motorcycle, that's how we do the show. Make sure to like the video if you got to the end of it. High five to you, Patreon people. High five to you guys. And That's all we got. I'm Chaseontwowheels. That is Brian, being floated around. You've been walked around by Luke. This is our Panigale, and we'll see you when this metal washer turns to heads. Find out what it is on the next episode. Should have probably...
Mark the heads and tails.
Right. Outro crew, what did it land on? The comments are going to be nothing but heads and tails, and nobody will know what the fuck is happening. My favorite.